facilities, phases 1 and 2 of the FCT Water Board 4 treatment plants are undergoing critical electronic and mechanical upgrades by a company known as Messal SCC Nigeria Limited. While the remaining 2 plants, phase 3 and 4, remain operational, they are unable to meet full demand, prompting a 2-week water rationing exercise. A timetable has been drawn to alternate supply between line 1 and 2 of the distribution network. To ease the burden during the upcoming Salah celebration, the minister said the rehabilitated plants will be temporarily reactivated to boost supply. Residents are advised to store sufficient water as the FCTA works to complete the upgrade ahead of schedule. The All Progressive Congress (APC) in Benue State has endorsed Governor Hyacinthe Alia as its sole candidate for the 2027 gubernatorial election. The endorsement was made during a series of events commemorating his 2nd anniversary in office. Our correspondent Felicity Ndere reports.
Gathered at the Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida Square in Makurdi for the event marking Governor Hyacinthe Alia's 2nd year in office were leaders of the All Progressive Congress (APC) in Benue State, party stakeholders, top government officials from the Alia-led administration, members of the Benue State House of Assembly, led by Deputy Speaker Lamin Danladi, and the good people of Benue State. At the event, Governor Hyacinthe Alia and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu were formally endorsed for a 2nd term, with stakeholders citing the need to consolidate the achievement of their first tenure for the greater benefit of Nigerians.
The presidential endorsement of Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the presidential sole candidate. Here also, we will also endorse the leader of all the Progressive Party in Benue State and our leader, the Executive Governor of Benue State, His Excellency, Reverend Father Dr. Isa Inia.
These endorsements today include both the PDP.
I established that our support will be firm and permanent, and indeed, we are going to give the endorsement for you to be a single candidate of the APC come 2027 election.
Governor Alia highlighted his administration's focus on infrastructure as a drive of socio-economic growth and outlined key achievements over the past 2 years.
We are poised to diversify our economy, tap into our vast mineral wealth, and develop our people. We are committed to a Benue where every citizen can live with dignity and aspire without limits.
Governor Alia acknowledged facing challenges like insecurity and limited resources, but assured that strategic measures are being taken to address them.
Yes, we have faced challenges, insecurity, political distraction, and resource constraints, but we remain undeterred. Our resolve is unshaken. We call on all communities to unite for peace, for progress, and for the great future of Benue State.
The event concluded with goodwill messages from traditional rulers, elder statesmen, and politicians, as well as others, all commending Governor Alia for his purposeful and people-centered leadership. They pledged their unwavering support to him so that he can continue delivering on his promise for the people of Benue State. In Makurdi, Felicity Ndere reporting Global TV News.
The chairman of the Independent Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Mahmoud Yakub, has charged newly sworn-in resident electoral commissioners to take their job serious and shun anything that will dent their reputation and national development. He made this call while administering the oath of office to the newly sworn-in REC members at the Commission's headquarters in Abuja. Our political correspondent was there and he reports. It was fun to behold as the newly appointed resident electoral commissioners took turns to take their oath in office as they pledged their commitment to nationhood. The ceremony, which was held at the Commission's headquarters in Abuja, had in attendance active and outgoing REC members, members of the Commission, family members, as well as civil societies. The chairman congratulated the new RECs and urged them to focus on their responsibilities and act in good conscience while observing the Constitution. He also seized the opportunity to assign the newly sworn RECs to their new place of responsibility.
It is therefore appropriate to start by congratulating the new RECs that have just taken the oath of office. The conduct of elections is not only a huge responsibility, but also a sacred duty.
Responding on behalf of the newly sworn resident electoral commissioners, Sahad Idris, recently assigned Gombe State REC, thanked the chairman for the confidence reposed on them and pledged to maintain the standard of the commission at all times.
I am committed to upholding the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Electoral Act, guidelines and regulations, and all policies of the commission under all circumstances.
In the days ahead, Nigerians will be looking forward to the impact of the changes made here. Godwin Sunday, reporting for Global Television News. The House of Representatives has pledged to investigate immediate and underlying causes of the midnight conduct of the West African Examination and Certification Examination WASC in part of the country. Chairman of the House Committee on Basic Examination Bodies, Honorable Obuku Ofoji, made this known during a section with officials of the West African Examination Council WAEC at the National Assembly. Our correspondent Sharon Ajay has the details.
Chairman House Committee on Basic Examination Bodies, Honorable Obuku Ofoji, emphasized that parents deserve an explanation as to why the safety of their children was compromised. The committee had earlier summoned WAEC's leadership to account for what it described as alarming irregularities in the conduct of the ongoing examination. During the meeting, Honorable Ofoji offered an apology to Nigerian parents and the general public for the disturbing incident, notably the report of the exam being conducted around midnight in certain locations.
Parents and Nigerians need to know why their children's lives were endangered. It is expected that WAEC as a body live up to its responsibility of organizing these examinations with high standard, diligence, and proper duty of care.
Representing WAEC at the hearing, Senior Assistant Registrar and Zonal Coordinator Ambrose Okelezo informed the committee that the head of WAEC Nigeria was unable to attend due to an emergency meeting with the registrar and heads of other national offices. Okelezo appealed for the section to be rescheduled to Monday, allowing the WAEC head to appear in person and address the concerns raised. However, this request was met with strong resistance from members of the committee. Honorable Awaji Nnombek Abiente sharply criticized the absence, insisting that WAEC leadership could not dictate the terms of its appearance before the House.
I had my exams. It was not like this. It has never been this bad. And it is under this same condition that you are proposing to have compulsory computer-based tests. How many schools in this country have computer for their students? How many schools?
Echoing the outrage, Honorable Billy Osawaru expressed similar concerns and moved a motion seconded by Honorable Abiente for the adjournment of the hearing until WAEC head could appear personally. The motion was unanimously adopted and resolved to reconvene on Monday, June 2nd. Sharon Ajay reporting for Global TV News.
In the world of business, a group under the auspices of African Center for Energy Governance and Accountability, ASEGA, has tasked President Bola Tinubu on the need for deeper investment in energy infrastructure, faster resolution of legacy disputes, and strategic planning for Nigeria's energy transition in the face of global decarbonization. According to the group executive director, Dr. Usman Bello Idris, the Nigerian oil and gas sector is still faced with challenges in refining capacity, gas monetization, and energy access for its people. The suggestion is coming on the heels of the second-year administration of President Bola Tinubu, which has elicited critical assessment of his government since he became president. Dangote Petrochemical Refinery will receive at least 5 million barrels of imported crude oil while within the 4 weeks of July. The import delivery consisted of U.S. West Texas immediate crude. The refinery has awarded tenders for the purchase of around 161,000 barrels per day of U.S. crude to be delivered in July. The final totals for the month may change if the refinery makes more purchases. But meanwhile, Nigerian crude exports to the United States increased from 358,000 barrels per day to 364,000 per day after the Dangote Petroleum Refinery reduced its daily fuel production between April and May 2025. Quoting the Energy Information Administration, U.S. crude and fuel inventories all fell last week, while crude imports from Nigeria hit their highest level in nearly 6 years. Crude inventories fell by 2.8 million barrels to 444.4 million barrels in the week ending May 23, compared with analysts' expectation in a Reuters poll for a 118-barrel rise. The African Development Bank says Nigeria is losing about 8.8 billion every year due to its large informal economy in its 2025 African Economy Output Report. According to the bank, informal enterprises, including street vendors, smallholder farmers, and micro and small businesses, make up a significant share of economic activities across Africa, but remain largely untaxed. The report noted that while informal businesses contribute significantly to economic activities and employment, much of the wealth they generate remains outside the tax system, resulting in the substantial revenue loss that could be used to finance development. On the foreign scene, the federal government has denied knowledge of a controversial Russia work study program linked to the production of military drones used in the war against Ukraine. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs said Nigeria was not involved in it. However, a document posted on the website of the Ministry of Education, which had been trending for a while, suggests Nigerian youth were encouraged to apply for the scholarship. Meanwhile, the Russian government has denied recent allegations that Nigerian youths, particularly young women, are being recruited to work in military drone factories under the guise of scholarship scheme. In a statement published via a verified Russian social media account, the government dismissed the claim as false and part of what it described as a Western-sponsored smear campaign. Russian government noted that the statement was in response to growing media coverage, particularly in Nigerian media outlets, concerning the activities at the Special Economic Zone in Alabuga, Tatarstan, adding that the statement suggested that Nigerian students recruited under a vocational scholarship program were being engaged in military drone assembly for the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. The Ivory Coast political opposition, an alliance of parties known as the Coalition for a Peaceful Alternation, has called for political dialogue with the ruling party, Rally of the Republicans, RDR, 5 months ahead of the presidential election. Opposition leader denounced President Alassane Ouattara potential candidate, as well as the exclusion of several political figures from the electoral list, including banker Tijani Thiam, former chief executive officer, CEO of Swiss bank Credit Suisse, to allow the candidacy of all political leaders. The country former First Lady Simeon Gbagbo asked President Alassane Ouattara to take his pen to write an amnesty law that will erase everything. In Paris, Tijani Tiam, president of the coalition and the PDCI, the main opposition party, projected a video onto big screen. In the video, he said that justice must not be instrumentalized and called for a revision of the electoral list before the election. And in sport, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea and Manchester United have stepped up their interest in Atlanta forward Ademola Lookman as the Nigerian international emerges as one of the most sought-after players in the summer transfer market following his remarkable Serie A campaign. A 27-year-old has become a prime target for several Premier League heavyweights after contributing 25 goals across all competitions this season, with his outstanding performances propelling Atlanta into European contention and significantly increasing his market value. Arsenal have reportedly made Lookman their primary transfer target ahead of Atlantic club Nico Williams as they look to strengthen their attacking options. Manager Mikel Arteta is building a squad capable of competing on all fronts, and Lookman presents an exciting profile given their current focus on the squad depth, even right now on their season. Nigerian international Victor Boniface could be on his way out of the Bay Arena this summer as Bayern Leverkusen have slapped a €50 million price tag on the striker. The former Bundesliga champions, who recently appointed ex-Ajax Amsterdam and Manchester United gaffer Erik ten Hag to be their new manager, are seemingly preparing for life under the Dutchman following the departure of Xabi Alonso to Real Madrid, and could let Boniface out the door in order to fund new signing. According to German outlet Sportbild, Bayern Leverkusen have lowered their asking price for Boniface to the tune of €50 million as they are looking to offload him this summer. He was close to sealing the €70 million to Saudi Arabia Pro League outfit Al Nassr during the January-winter transfer window before the Saudi Arabian side changed their mind and signed Colombian ace Joan Duran from Aston Villa. And here we end News Prime. But before we go, here is a recap of our top stories. On Global TV News Prime, President Bola Tinubu has reaffirmed the federal government's commitment to local content, technology transfer, and empowering Nigerians. On business, a group under the auspices of African Center for Energy Governance and Accountability, ASEGA, has tasked President Bola Tinubu on the need for deeper investment in infrastructure, energy, faster resolution of legacy disputes, and strategic planning for Nigerians' energy transition in the face of global decarbonization. On the foreign scene, the federal government has denied knowledge of a controversial Russian work studies program linked to the production of military drones used in the war against Ukraine. In sport, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea and Manchester United have stepped up their interest in Atlanta forward Ademola Lookman as the Nigerian international emerges as one of the most sought-after players in the summer transfer market following his remarkable Serie A campaign. That's it on Global TV News Prime. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 and StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us across all our social media platforms now showing on your screen using @Global TV NG. You can download the Global TV Nigerian app for Android and iOS devices to keep track of our broadcasts. I am Godwin Sunday. Thank you for watching.